just shake myself. There's a few bit of lightning going on. A bit like I got hit by an electric fence. The rocks cracking around me. Being honest, I swear to God, it was like grabbing onto an electric fence. So I guess it's probably not the best idea to be standing on top of a mountain in the middle of a thunderstorm with an arrow on your bow, like an aerial. It's good though. Can't see a lot though, as you can tell it's pissing down and snowing and hailing and getting electrocuted. So before my camera shits itself as well, I better pack it away and go find some tar. Happy days, and hope I get a bit of lightning. If you can't find me, you know it, and you find my camera, you know what's happened.
Aaron has taken his Nikon P900 camera out, zoomed right in on that tar opposite the hut, and that's what we're looking at there in the young bull. We're also commenting on how these East Coast bulls have got really good tips compared to the southwestern broomed off bulls. Really long, fine tips. Yeah, there's a good example. What are you doing there, me old sausage?
I was doing my chores.
Morning chores.
As you do, you know. Sweeping up the floor.
This is the result of last night's wee storm. A completely flooded hut. We had to get up in the middle of the night and make a new water channel to divert it. It was coming in right through the front door.
We had a stream coming in the front door, didn't we?
Yep.
Far out. You got to go for a leap, didn't you? And put your foot down on the ground.
Yep. just out on our last day in the evening. Climbed up out of the creek. Saw these 3 bulls from down the creek. I've climbed up level with them, and the wind is perfect in my face. He's hoping. Oh well, those 3 bulls gave me the runaround, big time. They were, like I say, the wind was in my face, and I just kept following them around the gullies and spurs, and each time I'd have to wait for them to go over a spur, race round there, and of course by the time you get over there, yeah, you know, they've moved on and they're still out of range. I could just never catch up with them. They ended up coming about 3 or 4 gullies, or 3 gullies back round until I ended up directly above the hut. And then they just went over the top and just too far ahead of me. They just feed so fast compared to well, the southwestern Tahr, for example. They've, you know, often they're in the bush, so they're not moving very fast at all when they're feeding, just browsing more or less. But these ones, man, they motor when they're feeding. So I just dropped down to the hut for a quick brew and just about to head out across the river. There's only a couple of hours light left, so better give it one last crack. Oh brother, that was a lot of effort. I only had a couple of hours of light left when I left the hut, and came over across the river, came onto a ridge that I saw a couple of nannies on from the hut, and got up round there and came across 3 bulls. Had to wait about half an hour for them to go over a ridge, and meanwhile 3 nannies came out. There's a big mob over there. 3 nannies came out onto the ridge, had to wait for them to go over. Finally raced round there when they went over, peeking over the top. I have to be here somewhere. And then bang, they busted out from about 15 metres below me. I just couldn't see them with the angle of the slope and the big tussocks. But that was exciting, and then walked up the ridge further. Seen another mob in a real nice gut just over here. Climbed right around the top of the gut, went down a gut parallel to them, poked my head over where I reckoned they should be, and I misjudged it by 40 metres, and they busted out. Buggers aren't like chamois and deer, they just do not stop and look back. Just keep on running. Oh, there's a bush falcon down there. I'll show you this gut they were in, it's magnificent. Full of bluffs, shingle slides and tussock, scrub down there. There's actually quite a few more tahr down in the bottom there, but too far down for me, running out of daylight. Oh, that was good fun. Good fun. I was just on my way back to the hut and come across this little soaky tarn and heard some frogs chirping. I just spent 20 minutes walking around the edges trying to find the buggers to see what they are, but I just can't find them. I'll let the camera roll and see if you can hear them croaking. And if you know what they are, let me know in the comments below.
Well, it's our last evening, so we're just out for a last cast, try and get one. Had a few opportunities this trip, but just got to draw the bow and the one that you want's there, but the other one's C and they bolt, take them with you. So, but I've come up with a new definition of the word frustration. So I'll just swing around for you and show you. So, mob of bulls. It's all up as 2, 4, 5, 6 is 11, 2's 13. 13 bulls, 290 metres away. But unfortunately there's a river to cross and we can't get across it. So they're safe. They're nice and low too. There's Tahr, I guess. Well, I'm a happy man. Just gone and got one. Pretty awesome actually, last evening and last chance, and yeah, I got really lucky. So I started off way over what we call the green spur. There's been some animals coming on there every night. I was going to sit there but the wind was all wrong, so I ended up climbing way back up the hill again. And on the way up I actually saw this a young nanny on the way up. I saw her in a gully over, so I went all the way up, chased some bulls around, got burnt, and came back down, and I thought I'd drop down and have a look, see if I could find her. I ended up getting to 16 metres on her in this quite high tussock. See behind me, it's quite high. I couldn't tell which end was the front, which was the back. She had her head down feeding, and I thought I was looking at her arse end, but it turns out I was looking at her front end, and then she whipped her head up, saw something, and she bolted, and I thought I'd blown it. Stopped at 35 downhill, and I had a bit of practice this afternoon before I came out, and it paid off. I nailed it. Only went about 20 metres downhill, piled up stone dead through the boiler room. So I was over to have a look, and then I'll do the photos and get some meat off it. Matt won't be happy about that blood on the shoulder. I'll give that a clean before I do a photo, Matt, but it's bleeding out pretty good. So there we go. It's a nanny, but as anyone who's hunted tahr with a bow will know that any tahr is a good tahr with a bow, so I'm wrapped, really wrapped. It's awesome. Just puts a top on a good trip really, into a beautiful area, so very cool. Photo time and meat time.
Hey everyone, take your glasses off, it's rude.
Nah, no one wants to see my wrinkly old eyes. Another trip down, we're done. Guess where we are? We were in the hut this morning, it was raining, and we thought, nah, he won't come in this morning. He was due in at 8 o'clock, eh?
Yep.
7:30, luckily we got up early, had our gear packed, having a brew, 7:30 he comes in. So we got out, which was bloody good. And
we got out to the news that all roads north, including the west coast, are closed due to bridges being washed out.
yeah,
Both the Rangitata bridges and the west coast has been hammered, so we're stuck in Geraldine for at least another 36 hours.
Yep.
Both of us I got CT scans and oncology meetings tomorrow, and you've got work that you've had to organise someone to replace you, and
I've not got no clean pair of undies. I've used all my undies, so I'm down to reusing my dirty undies again.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's classic. But we're out. But I just said to Matt, if we had known, we could have stayed in for a bit longer. I'd rather be in there than out here, but never mind. It's a hard case too. We got turned around the road, and as we did, there was a campground there, and they were telling us how there's no accommodation in Geraldine, and there was one little cabin you could see from the road. So we raced in there, and like me, we got it. So we got a room for the night. But
very, very lucky.
Yeah, so we got a room, and that's the end of another trip. So good one, eh, mate? It's pretty awesome.
It was like we were saying on some of the other clips, completely different hunting to what we're used to.
Yeah.
The tahr, they've got completely different habits to southwestern. They tend, like I say, this is the first time we've really hunted the east coast, and we've found the tahr just continually on the move when they're feeding, and not just moving, but bloody near running, aren't they?
Yeah, you don't find like they don't feed to a spot and then settle down and feed. And so you wait for them, because it's so open and we've got the bows and you've got to get close. You wait for them to go over a wee spur, and then you race over there and think, oh, they'll just be over here, and bugger me, they're 300 metres in the opposite direction. And you end up chasing them all night. And
you feel like you're chasing your tail the whole day.
And you try and think, oh, I'll ambush them instead, and you anticipate where they'll feed to, and they never do. So it's quite a hard case. But I just couldn't get over how, obviously all our tahr hunting's been on the west coast, and just how much easier it was to travel. You shoot up a ridge, and then you could go along that spur, and
you could drop down. You didn't have to worry about bluffs or gorges or whether you couldn't get down, or you know, you could just, it was so easy to travel, and you could cover distance. It was bloody good fun. Something different anyway.
And our local hut bull that hung about within 150 metres of the hut for about 3 days finally went walk about somewhere.
Yeah.
We never did get a chance at him because the river was just too high the whole time.
We were quite limited in where we could go because we couldn't cross some of the creeks, and as the week went on, the creeks actually got higher and higher. So we were sort of limited a bit, but there's still plenty of scope. And you know, if we ever went back in there again, we know the area a bit better, and hopefully wouldn't get probably the wettest week in history. So it seems to be with my work, I've got to book my leave in advance, and we just have to go when I've got leave, and you can't sort of pick weather windows, but it always seems to be these trips are wet,
We've had bad runs.
And then I look at the forecast next week, and it's looking pretty good, so just bad luck, but just still an awesome trip and
Anyway,
another experience. So
we're out, we've got full bellies, we had a couple of feeds in town.
Stuck in Geraldine we are.
Do you have to try and take a bite on film?
What more do you do?
It's like the biggest burger in the world.
Yeah.
I can't eat it.
We'll be awaiting the road opening tomorrow, hopefully.
Yeah. That's us.
Yep.
Next time.
Roger.